Hello everybody, this is Mr. Sullivan. I just wanted to take a minute to explain this exponent table, which is a handy little tool that your teacher has given you to help you with exponents, and it's most helpful with fractional exponents. So here's what we're going to take a look at. Notice that the left-hand column is labeled the base. So when we talk about the base, that means what number we're raising to a power. So for example, if I was raising 6 to the second power, we know that that equals 36. 6 would be the base. That's the number we're raising to the power. The 2 is the exponent. Okay, so notice along the top row, that's labeled the exponent row. So to use the 6 squared example, if I wanted to know what 6 squared was, I'd go to a base of 6 and over to the second power column, and so 6 squared is equal to 36. If I wanted to know what, let's say, 10 to the fourth power is, I'd go to a base of 10. So I go to the column and find 10. I move over to the fourth power column, okay, and 10 to the fourth power is equal to 10,000. So it's, fairly nice when you're just raising a number to a power. But notice that the top row is also identified as the root row. So here's how we can use this with fractional exponents. Let's say I wanted to find the third root of 8. Instead of starting in my base column, I'm actually going to start out in the third root column, so that would be here. And what I do is I move down the column until I find the radicand, until I find the 8. Okay, that is there. I move over to the base column, and I find out that the third root of 8 is equal to 2. So we can also use this chart to help us find roots. Let's try another example. Let's try to find the fourth root of 256. So I go to my fourth root column here. I move down until I find 256. There it is. I move over and I realize that the fourth root of 256 is equal to 4. Okay, now here's where it becomes really useful to us. Let's say we're faced with a fractional exponent. So for example, we want to evaluate 8 to the 4/3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start, we could change this over to radical form. We could say that that's the third root of 8, that quantity to the fourth power. So what I do is I start with my root. I move down until I find the radicand, or the base, is 8. Okay, I realize that the cube root of 8 is 2. And now what I'll do is I'll move back along until I go to the fourth power of 2, which is equal to 16. So we start with the root index. That's the column we find on our table. We move down the column until we find that base or that radicand. Okay, then we can move over. We can find out the value and then raise it to the appropriate power. Let's try another example. Let's say I want to evaluate 343 to the 2/3 power. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to go ahead and convert this into radical form first. So let's just work right from the fractional exponent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the third root of 343. So I'll move down the third root column until I hit 343. I know that the third root of 343, therefore, is 7. And I can move back to the squared column, okay, the exponent of 2 column, and I know that that's 49. So 343 to the 2/3 power is 49. One more try. Let's do 625 to the 3/4 power. Let me get rid of these other guys here. So I'm going to go start, it's raised to the 3/4 power. So again, I'm going to start with the denominator. So I'm going to go to the fourth root. I'll move down the fourth root column until I hit 625. Okay, the fourth root of 625 is 5. Now I want to raise that to the third power, so I go back to the third power column, and it's 125. So that equals 125. Okay, that was just a quick tutorial. Help you use your sign table. Good luck.